Hello and welcome to day 24 of Lifebook's 30-day challenge. Wow, this challenge is going fast, isn't it? Yesterday, we started to explore the quality of life category, and today we're going to go a little deeper into what most people who go through Lifebook agree is the most fun category of them all. Because it's here that we explore the things that we want in our lives, the environments we want to be surrounded by, and the experiences that we want to create for ourselves. Like I said, that's the fun stuff. But you know, the quality of life category isn't just fun and exciting, it's also a bit unusual because it's different from the other categories from a structural perspective. At Lifebook, we know that all 12 categories of your life are deeply connected. They all support each other and they're all supported by each other. But the quality of life category is a little different in that it literally consists of the other 11 categories put together. It's the sum total of the other categories and then some. For instance, doesn't matter how nice your house is. You could have an amazing house, but if you're 100 pounds overweight and horribly out of shape and you can't walk up your stairs without feeling like you're going to have a heart attack, your quality of life is severely compromised. And can you really enjoy that beautiful house to the fullest extent? You can plan a beautiful experience for yourself, like a trip to Paris, stay in a great hotel, have great restaurant reservations, a river cruise on the Seine. But if you have a lousy love relationship, if you really don't like spending time with your spouse, you're not going to have a good time. You're not going to have a good quality experience. You get the idea here. The quality of life category is about things and experiences, but not exclusively. A truly high quality of life, at least as we measure it, begins with excellence in the other 11 categories. High levels of physical and intellectual fitness, quality emotions on a consistent basis, great relationships with the people that you care about, a fulfilling career that creates financial abundance. The Lifebook process entails striving to reach your potential in every category of your life, striving for excellence everywhere. That's where it all starts. So once you've got your act together in the other 11 categories, then we explore the icing on the cake, the material things that you want and the experiences that you want to have in your life. So let's just talk about that for a moment, starting with things, material things. We're going to talk about stuff right now. So here's how it's supposed to go, something like this. You work hard and you build a successful, fulfilling career. You make good money because you create a lot of value for people. So you can have a nice house, you can have a nice car, you can have a nice, wardrobe, maybe a boat, a stamp collection, a wine collection, whatever it is that makes you happy. Now, that's kind of a simplistic description of the way it's supposed to work. But the thing is, the reason I'm bringing it up, because so many people, so many teachings, so many philosophies actually look down on this little cycle of creating value for others and enriching yourself and enjoying the fruits of your labor through material means. Some people just have guilt surrounding having nice things for themselves. Some people are jealous and envious of people who have nice things. Some spiritual doctrines and philosophies teach that things can never make you truly happy. Materialism really takes a beating in the spiritual world, right? We've all experienced that. The feeling is kind of, if you're a material person, you're kind of shallow. You don't possess that deeper understanding of universal truth. Because true happiness and true fulfillment can only come from the inside. If you're an enlightened person, true happiness doesn't necessarily mean driving the newest Mercedes, because things can never make you truly happy. Well, my personal opinion, which I would never presume to push on others, but which I will happily share with you right now, is that any first grader can figure out with about 30 seconds of observing human beings that things can definitely make you happy. Assuming that you've got a halfway decent attitude as a human being, and assuming the absence of severe psychological or emotional problems, so I'm kind of talking about the average person here, things can absolutely make you happy. If stuff didn't make people happy, the entire human race wouldn't spend so much time and energy purchasing and producing stuff. My house, for instance, is a thing. and it makes me happy every single time I look at it, every single time I walk around in it. It's given me years of happiness. This thing produces in me internal feelings of joy, which is called happiness, right? And not just happiness. My house generates feelings of contentment and fulfillment for me. I'm consistently, consciously grateful and appreciative every day of my life that I get to live in this amazing building. So that thing triggers all kinds of positive emotions. I have a nice car, makes me happy. I've got a beautiful art collection, super fulfilling for me. I've got a wine cellar. I go in and I fondle all my bottles of Bordeaux and I get all those warm, fuzzy feelings because I love my wine collection. True story. When Miss and I are out on a date shopping and she finds a hot dress that looks amazing on her and I buy it for her, it makes her happy. And I'm not just talking about the love and appreciation she feels for me in that moment because I'm buying her the dress, which is definitely present every time. I'm talking about the actual dress in the actual bag actually makes her happy. And it damn sure makes me happy when I see her in it. So people can philosophize all they want. Ice cream makes you happy, and I'm going to prove it to you right now. Missy and I were in southern Thailand with our kids when Justin was 4 years old. We were visiting this temple called Phang Na, which is known as the Monkey Temple. It's in this big limestone cave with this huge reclining Buddha, illuminated by shafts of sunlight pouring down from the entrance. It's amazing. And that cave and that temple are famous because of the hundreds of monkeys running around everywhere. Now, in most places in the world that you walk through, tourist attractions, that have monkeys, they don't bother you. But in a place like this, where wild monkeys spend so much time around humans, what they do is they steal stuff. They steal your sunglasses if they can get them. They'll come and pluck off earrings if they're hanging down. Anything that's not tied down, you gotta watch those monkeys. So we had just gone into this temple, me and Miss and Jade and Justin. We just experienced this amazing, beautiful temple with our kids. And on the way out, we got some ice cream from one of the street vendors. And Justin's in heaven. Why? Because he's 4 and he's got ice cream, and ice cream makes you happy. So we're walking back to the car, he's eating his ice cream, when this monkey comes tearing up from behind a big banyan tree and snatches Justin's ice cream. This little friggin' monkey, takes his ice cream and hops up on a concrete wall not 20 feet from us and just holding this ice cream stares at Justin and just starts eating his ice cream, who's now bawling in tears as the monkey slowly eats his treat right in front, like he was savoring it on purpose. And I'm not going to chase him because if you get bit by one of those things, you got to get rabies shots. And I might have thrown a rock, but there were all these Buddhist monks around and those are peaceful people, so didn't do it. Anyway, here's the moral to the story. Scientific evidence that things can make you happy. Photo number 1, the kid's got ice cream. He's super happy. Photo number 2, the monkey stole the kid's ice cream. Now he's super unhappy. Photo number 3, we got the kid a new ice cream. Now he's happy again. So let me ask you a question. Does that make Justin spiritually unevolved? No, it makes him human. Now you might say, well, you know what, that's not true happiness. That's not lasting happiness, it's temporary. It's fleeting. Well, come on, everything in life is fleeting. Life is fleeting itself. Life comes and goes like a flash. I say maybe we should grab every moment of happiness and fulfillment we possibly can in this life, and at least some of those feelings are going to be generated by material things. So, I love nice stuff, and I don't have any problem saying that. I got a bunch of nice stuff, and it makes me happy, and I'm looking forward to acquiring even more great stuff in the future that will make me even happier than I am now. Now, that being said, there's another side of the coin here. There's another side to that equation, as there are to most things, so I will continue my highly scientific exploration of the subject by imparting yet another ice cream story, which contains no monkeys this time. Missy and I were living in Bali with our kids one winter, and my partner and art director, who spent a couple months with us, he's an Italian guy, and that's like being in a club or something, those guys. And he finds this little gelato place owned by an Italian family. So he's just bonding with this family. And these people know how to make the real, true, creamy, rich Italian gelato. So JV places a special order And 2 days later, he shows up at our villa with literally a 5-gallon tub of peanut butter gelato. 5 gallons. You know what that looks like, right? It's like those giant buckets you get from Home Depot. It's hard to carry. It was like I'd never seen a bucket of ice cream that big. So he brings in this tub to our villa, best gelato ever in the history of the world, especially if you have a scoop of chocolate with it, you know, that chocolate peanut butter combo. So we start eating this 5-gallon tub of gelato, and it takes weeks for our whole family, twice a day, after lunch and after dinner, and sometimes after breakfast. Massive amounts of happiness and massive amounts of fulfillment were generated by that 5-gallon tub of peanut butter gelato. But guess what? It was just too much of a good thing. I gained 10 pounds in like less than a month. And so now I'm not happy with myself anymore because I'm disgusted because I ate too much gelato, so I've got to swear off gelato for a while. That is a metaphor. Too much stuff can encumber you. It can tie you down. It can take your life in the wrong direction. That's the other side of this whole material things thing. If you go overboard, your things can end up controlling you instead of you enjoying them. You can become encumbered by your possessions no matter how nice they are. You can become a slave to your things. And since things can be so great and add so much to your life, figuring out that exact right place, it's a balancing act. It takes a lot of consciousness and a lot of vigilance because the formula is different for everyone. And you've got to figure out what the recipe is that's just right for you. So things can be tricky. But when it comes to the quality of life category, there's something you can almost always count on to be nothing but positive, and that is experiences. Creating quality experiences for yourself and the people you love is one of the best things in life. Experiences last a lifetime, and they can really make life worth living. Missy and I, over the years, have just put so much time and attention and effort and resources and planning into creating great experiences for ourselves and our family. And I'll tell you, we've had a lifetime of adventures. I remember once when we were with Jade and Justin, when they were little kids, they're not so little anymore, and we planned this crazy adventure on a long-tail boat winding through the jungles of Laos on the Mekong River, all the way from the Thai border all the way up through Laos to the ancient city of Luang Prabang. We stayed at the border of Laos and Burma, then we lugged our bags across the 100 yards of dirt to the banks of the Mekong, and we got on this old long-tail boat with literally a lawnmower engine and a guide who didn't speak English. So we were in it, baby. We were in the thick of things, and it was amazing. It was like we went back in time into Indochina in the late 1800s. Totally unforgettable experience. At one point on that trip, we stopped at a tiny village in the jungle. I don't even remember the name of the village. I don't even know if I ever knew the name of the village. It's not on any map or in any guidebook. Maybe 20 huts in the jungle with about 100 people. The first thing we saw when we got off of this boat was this lady and her son beating the living crap out of this pig with a board, trying to get him to go into his pen. It was shrieking and yelling. And until they saw these 4 white people walking into town, and then they just kind of like stopped and stared. There was a little monastery temple in that village. There were like 25 kids running around, most of whom were like way up in the trees. There were these little school desks under a house and a general store that was roughly the size of an American closet. And we just walked around that village, checking things out, while everybody's staring at us like, what's going on? You know, we were the tourist attraction. We weren't at a tourist attraction because they don't see Westerners too often, if ever. It was an amazing experience. That night, we stopped just before sunset at a little peanut farm that had been turned into a tiny little lodge halfway between the Laotian border and Luang Prabang. It's probably the most remote location we have ever been to, and we've been to some remote locations. You can only get to this place by taking a boat up the river into the jungle. There were 2 other families spending the night there that night. One was from France and one was from Russia, and our little kids played with their kids all night, even though they spoke different languages. A huge crop of peanuts were planted on the sandy shores of the Mekong, glowing bright as the sun set. The air was totally crisp and clean. There wasn't a car within 50 miles of us. We were utterly secluded, and it was one of the most beautiful places we've ever been. We had a lovely little local dinner by the fire with those families with a bottle of French wine, and it was just an amazing experience. The next morning, I got up before everybody else, like I usually do, and I was warming myself up by the coal-burning stove, enjoying my coffee, and I remember thinking, why do I feel so different right now in this place? What is it about this totally unusual experience, this one-of-a-kind circumstance, that just feels like it's feeding my soul right now? See, most people are just sleepwalking through their existence, like the movie Groundhog Day, waking up, doing the same thing every day, over and over, just going through the motions of their lives over and over and over, and experiences like this, like what we were having in the jungles of Laos, they yank you out of your everyday pattern, they wake you up, because you're experiencing life from a completely new and unique perspective, and human beings need that. They need to feel that elevated, exalted experience that breaks the trance of our everyday lives and gives us this sense of awe and wonder and reminds us of what a miracle our lives really are. Our souls need that experience. And here's something really interesting. When it comes to consciously creating great experiences for yourself, I have yet to find the other side of that coin, the downside. Almost always, when I present a big concept, I explore both sides of the coin, because so much of life is a trade-off, and usually there's two sides of the same coin, but I can tell you, I've explored a lot in this category, and I have yet to discover anything but awesomeness about creating great experiences in your life. Even when the experience itself isn't great, and sometimes when it's downright horrible, it can still work out to be an amazing experience for you when you look back on it. An example of that is Missy and I were trapped with our kids in Cairo a few years back during Arab Spring when the whole city blew up. Tear gas flying all over the place, the city burning around us. We were trapped in a hotel on an island in the middle of the Nile River, and on day 4 of those riots, we escaped through the streets that looked like a war zone to Bahrain. It was a super stressful experience because we were with our kids. It was totally scary. But it also turned out to be one of the absolute best experiences of our lives when we looked back on it. And that winter was a tough winter, and in a way, that horrific experience pulled it out for us. It's one of the most intense and interesting things that have ever happened to us. So, experiences, even when they're not great, they can turn out great. Now, for Miss and I, the number one way that we create amazing experiences in our life is through world travel. But there are a lot of other, much less expensive ways. There are a million different strategies you could use here. A couple years ago, we went to the David Bowie retrospective at Chicago's MCA, and it literally moved me to tears. It was 2 hours of incredible inspiration that elevated me and actually created a paradigm shift in my life. Cost $20, took 2 hours, just takes consciousness to look around you and say, what great experiences can I create for myself? So what are the experiences you'd like to create in your life? And then ask yourself this question, what am I waiting for? Life is short. Sidney Harris said, regret for the things we did can be tempered by time. It's regret for the things that we didn't do that's inconsolable. My advice to you, bring your bucket list to its knees. Do something awesome and unexpected and transcend your everyday existence, and do it as much as you can. And that takes us to our quality of life exercise for today. Today's exercise is fun and exciting. Take out your journal, and what we'd like you to do is plan an experience that you want to have within the next 30 days. It can be any experience, skydiving, bungee jumping, anything extreme, can be inexpensive, it can be expensive. The experience you plan for this exercise is one that needs to improve your happiness and improve your quality of life. You might want to pick it from your bucket list. Pick something that's really going to enrich you, and then commit to making it happen over the next 30 days. Schedule it. Use the skills and tools that you've developed so far in this program and find a way to create the time and space to make this experience happen. So have fun with your quality of life exercise, and I'll see you tomorrow as we explore your life vision together.